Good afternoon. Lovely to see you all. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to be talking about the fall conference that's coming up, the expo that's coming up. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see the PowerPoint presentation. If you have any questions, you can either put them in the chat and we'll answer them at the end, or you can just verbally ask them at the end. Okay? Thanks so much for being here. Let's get started. Okay. So we're here talking about the fall conference and the expo for this year and 7 tips for successful exhibitor experience. It's very important to us that you have all the tools that you can utilize for having a great experience with our attendees, from everything from the layout of the room to the timing of the sessions. We try to make it where they can interact with you all as much as possible. And so this presentation is to talk about some of the tips that we think might be helpful for you in your time as exhibitor this year. So the first thing is always we're going to talk about connecting before, during, and after the expo. So we do offer pre-labels, which are mailing labels of all the attendees at that particular time period. Then we send those out to you, and then you can mail out a brochure, a postcard, a letter, however you want to do it, welcoming people to stop by your booth, find out what's new with your property or your organization. Although that has passed for this year, you can bookmark that for next year. We do offer post-conference mailing labels, and you can go to the address that you see on your screen, or if you decide to, you can do it at the fall conference and just go up to the registration desk and speak to Tamara or Tammy to go ahead and get those for you, and we can get you signed up for those. And we typically will send you the labels within a couple of days after fall conference. Our goal is to do that within a day or two. It just depends on final processing. The next tip is to verify your exhibitor information. So this is new for this year for us. Typically, I go ahead and I load all of the information about your organization, property, company into the mobile app. So that includes your name, your logo, your address, a brief description about who you are, what services you provide, who the booth reps will be, your social media links. And as you can imagine, for 80 exhibitors, things happen, or I don't have all the information. Some of our hotels have changed names or logos, and we don't have those yet. So we thought it'd be best, working with Results Direct, to go ahead and utilize the exhibitor management portal. And so there will be a PDF that will be sent out in the email today, but I want to show you what it looks like. So I'm going right now. You should be seeing the website for the fall conference, and it is live. You are in it. I've added all of you in there. And so this is what everybody will see when they first go in. On the left-hand side, we have 4 brief menus. We have conference info, so they can look at anything here, like the schedule at a glance, schedule, speakers, the connect and network. This is where you can see who's attending. Leaderboard, we'll talk about that in a minute. Social timeline and direct messaging. Expo info, which includes about GRCC, Greater Richmond Convention Center. Our exhibitors, all our passport prizes, the passport prize and all our booth prizes. And then I have some exhibitor only resources, which I still need to tweak just a little bit, but that's only visible to exhibitors. So what we want to do is go to exhibitors, and you can either look at everybody as tiles, or you can look at everybody as rows. I call them rows. They might be called something more specific by Results Direct. And you can see the name, you can see the logo, the booth number, who the booth rep or reps are, like this one has 3, what exhibitor type they are. So Blackburn also is a conference center and a hotel, Horsehead is a resort, and so on and so forth. So then you can go to, I'm going to go down to my organization, VSAE, and you can see that right now we don't have a booth number. We're right next to the registration desk. So and have other as our category. I'm going to click on the name. And as you can see, this is my profile. And people can see this both on the web and on the mobile app, on a mobile device. So right now we have a video. We have our name, our logo, and our booth number. Now you'll see this edit button. That's where we want to go. But I just want to show you a little bit first about what you can see here. Your exhibitor types will be loaded here. If you are a sponsor, your sponsor level will also be listed there. And then information about your organization. This is my information. On the right-hand side, you'll have a contact button. That's where they can actually send, it's a form pop-up here on the desktop, and it's me telling this exhibitor, I would like you to contact me. And so it's just a short, brief form for them to fill out. I can also send this exhibitor an email or visit their website, phone number, fax number. Yes, we have one client that still faxes us. Our mailing address, who our booth reps are, and then our social media accounts. Okay, so that's what every exhibitor has, or the possibility of having. So to go and to edit my information, I click that edit button. It takes me to the exhibitor management portal. Once again, you will get a PDF that walks you through this. It's a very simple form. I appreciate that from Results Direct. So you can click on this to actually view what your information looks like on the website, which we just reviewed. You can edit your information, and then we have some contact lead reports, which we'll talk about a little later. You'll click on the edit information button, and every field that I just reviewed about my page is going to be here. So if I have any empty fields, or if there's any empty fields in your profile, that means I don't have that information, and so I could not enter it. The only field that you don't need to worry about is the schedule appointment URL. We don't currently utilize that in our mobile app. There is not a secondary custom exhibitor value. However, I'm sure if you put something there, it should show up on your profile. I'm not sure the limit of characters. The last thing is you can do a video, or you can have an additional header image, background image. And so you can actually put it in there, go back and look at your information, see if it looks right. We decided we wanted to use a video, and that's what we've done. Those are your two video options. Once you've made any of the changes that you want to make, you just click on the save button, and it takes you back out here. Okay. Now I want to go back to, so that is Exhibitor Management Portal. You're going to be familiar with this. So you get to edit your information as you see fit. The next one is to reach out to the attendees via the app. Now you can do this before and during, but this particular slide is about before the conference. So you can go to the who's attending list that we saw on the website, click on a person's name. You can send them a direct message if they have that turned on, or you can send them an email saying we're looking forward to seeing you. I'm going to show you what someone's profile looks like. We'll go back to me. So connect and network, who's attending. My favorites, I'm my favorite person. So we're going to look at me. So this is my profile with my cheesy picture. And this is my email, website. And I also put on here for those of you who are located outside of Virginia, because some of our organizations plan meetings or events outside Virginia and some do not. So this is to help you indicate that or know that about someone ahead of time, especially if you're from South Carolina or West Virginia or one of our other properties. So you can send me a message. You can also direct message me, that kind of thing. Oh, you can also post to the expo session. And when you go to the website or to our site, it's going to the schedule. And then let's see if I saved it. I did not. Okay. You can go to the expo. And you can make a post here. So you can say what's happening. You can attach a photo. So excited to see you, looking forward to you, meeting you, that kind of thing. Let me see if I can pull up the one that we did in a previous year so you can have an example of that. So this was a social timeline. I'm just going to show this one right now. So Jamie Mitchell posted to the expo session, and it goes back onto the social timeline as well about what they wanted you to do for the event. So you have that opportunity to do that as well. And you don't need to do like 30 posts, 50 posts, nothing like that. Just I would say 1 or 2 posts, just getting people excited about coming to your event. I think it's more important to do an individual reach out, maybe pick 5 to 10 attendees to specifically to say, hey, we're looking forward to meeting you. We're in booth whatever. We'd like you to come by and see us. People like to have personalized messaging more than they like to have a broad e-blast, as it were. So you need to have a day plan. So as a meeting planner, I always think about what's going to happen the day of. And for exhibitors, that's no different. So on the morning of the trade show, take a picture of your booth, preferably with pictures of where you and the booth reps are included in there so they can see you. But if you just want to take a picture of the booth, that's fine. And just state, you know, once again, your booth number, you can't reiterate that enough. Booth number 7, booth number 49, looking forward to seeing you. Come by. And then if you want to talk about your booth prize that you have, which we'll talk about in just a slide more, you can do that as well. You can take a picture of that. I suggest designating somebody in your booth as the mobile app ambassador. And what this does is it takes one person, it takes all the responsibility of posting or interacting on the app to just one person in the booth. Preferably someone who's very tech savvy, but you don't have to be that savvy to use the app. So you're utilizing either your cellular device or a tablet, depending on what you have, because you definitely want to be able to take pictures or scan QR codes with the device you're going to use and make your app experience that much more robust. So they can go into posts, they can like them, they can comment, they can connect with attendees, that kind of thing. Attendees can also post on within the app and ask questions. So you might want to definitely look for that. All right, so we talk about action brings leads. There are going to be some people that just want to walk around and collect things, but then there are also people there who actually want to engage with exhibitors to find out about their services, their property. I'm looking to do a meeting. Our company is looking to change their AMS. What can we do? How do we connect? So our attendees love booth prizes. They love anything from a small little basket of something wonderful to one of our exhibitors in past has given away a $100 Amazon gift card, but you can make it whatever you'd like it to be. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but it does have to be meaningful that people want to collect points to get a booth prize from you. So we make these few recommendations. Submitting an RFP. So we're going to have a standardized one that we usually provide all attendees. It'll be on the app. They can bring that, or they can bring something they already have, or maybe they've gone to your website and they pulled your RFP form, whatever makes it easiest for you, but something they can pass out and say, hey, we have a meeting coming up. Can you help me with that? Maybe answering a trivia question about your property or organization, asking them, do you know where we're located, or how many clients we have, or what services we provide. You can get one of those wheels and have them spin the wheel. Whatever you'd like to do. People love games. They love something where they're trying to see if they're smart enough to guess exactly what's going on. The last two involve QR code. So this year we are going to be doing a different name badge for our attendees. And this is a prototype of what that name badge will look like. It has a QR code. Every attendee has a QR code that's generated by the mobile app for them. And not only can they have it on their mobile device, I can show you my QR code if I want to, but we thought it'd be easier just to put it on the name badge. That way no one has to look for it. It also have their name, their organization, the city and state, and then of course it has a big orange attendee. And so that's how you'll know that they're there. When they walk up to your booth, you can scan their QR code. It goes into your lead report, and also they then get 10 points toward the gamification. Now, every exhibitor will have a 8.5 by 11 sheet that'll be in a sign holder for their booth that we'll provide, and it'll have your QR code on there. If the attendee scans your QR code, it also will go to your lead list, and they get 5 points for that. So we wanted to make gamification easier. We also wanted it'd be easy for you to collect leads. So you can utilize that as well as the other two suggestions that are mentioned above. But we feel that you should have some type of attendee action tied to someone being eligible for your booth prize. It has some type of buy-in for them, and then it makes it worthwhile for you as well. If you haven't submitted your booth prize, I will also include that link in the next exhibitor update. And we typically, almost every booth will do a booth prize. And like I said, it can be from a basket of goodies, something related like an overnight stay if you're a property, you know, maybe a free consultation meeting if you're a corporation or a company of services, whatever you think is most appropriate. If you don't have an idea and you would like some suggestions, I can send you some of the past booth prizes that we've passed out, so you'd have an idea of what those are. But you definitely want to have some type of attendee action tied to your booth prize. When you announce your booth prize winner, you're going to go ahead and post that to the app as you saw previous. If not, let me bring it back up. In a previous year, we did that. All these pictures, isn't it wonderful? So this is one from Shaista with Omni Charlottesville. She announced that Eric Polson won this basket. As you can see, it's got wine in it, some other things related to their property and also their city. Something very simple. Someone else gave a certificate as an overnight stay to their property. So it just really depends on what you'd like to do, but you post it in there, people will find out. If you also want to collect, and since anyone who enters for your booth prize, you should definitely get a scan of their QR code. If for some reason you're not able to meet up or for them to pick up their prize, you can reach back out to them because you'll have all of their contact information when you get your lead list. And the final tip is follow-up is key. Just like receiving a gift from someone, you want to send a thank you note. Just from receiving a lead from someone, you want to reach back out to them. You want to say it was great meeting you at VSAE's Fall Conference. We talked about you wanted to know XYZ, or you wanted to know if our property was available on a certain date. Any type of follow-up that they're looking for, even if they didn't ask for anything, always follow up. You never know, a warm lead or a cold lead can lead to a warm lead, which can lead to a hot lead further down. I once attended a conference, or excuse me, a Zoom call in January, and then reached back out to the company 9 months later because that's when I needed their assistance. So just because someone doesn't reach out to you now doesn't necessarily you can't make a connection to them. So as we stated before, there are two lead lists. There's a contact lead list. That is where when I went to the website and I saw your exhibitor profile, I clicked on there, that contact button, and it had a little form and it sent that to you. That is where that comes from. The QR leads list is if someone scans your QR code or you scan someone else's QR code, it goes to that list. Let's go back over to the management portal so we can see that, so you can see what I'm talking about. Down here is where it says contact leads list and QR leads list, and it gives you information exactly of how this is. Now, it's where it says Virginia Society of Association Executives, that's the name of the exhibitor. So whatever the name of your company or organization is would be there instead of our name. So for Results Direct, for their booth, it would say about Results Direct Services. So just keep that in mind. That's just specific because that's my booth that I'm in. Okay. All right. So I've reached the end of what I wanted to talk about. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and stop share and see what questions you have for us. And I didn't mention it earlier, Sharon Elswick is here. She is with Results Direct, and she will also be there the day of Fall Conference. So you can go ahead and see her, and she's in booth. I don't have it memorized. Do you remember your booth number, Sharon? Put you on the spot. I want to say you're number 5, but I could be wrong.
It's within the first 10.
9, you're booth number 9. There you go.
Yeah.
So she'll be booth number 9 in our solution zone, which is new this year. So does anyone have any questions? You can either place it in the question box, or you can just go ahead and unmic yourself. If you don't have any questions, you can say, no, I don't have any questions.
Pamela, while folks are queuing up some questions, I'll, if I may, just add one extra little feature point to your presentation. And it's just a small nuance, but having used the digital business card and exhibitor lead scanning at other conferences, what I love about that is if I'm doing the scanning of a lead before it's accepted into my registrant bag, I have the opportunity to type out some notes or voice to text some notes. That's only for the exhibitor. It does not transfer to the lead. They can actually make their own notes on the card exchange. And that does get included in the export when you go to the QR code export list. So all your notes get exported. So by the end of the event, you'll remember what you needed to do with that specific lead. So it's
That's a great point, Sharon. That's great. That's a great tip, because you're going to be speaking to several people. You're not going to know exactly what they wanted. You know, it's the first person that you saw. So mentioning, hey, they wanted to follow up on XYZ. That's great. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, thank you.
There was a question about the solution zone. The solution zone is our tech and mostly technology providers. We wanted to have a special zone for those attendees who don't plan meetings, but have other responsibilities within their organization, where a mobile app or an association management system or some type of other non-event related service is available to them. So we have 9, I think we just added one more to the solution zone, and it's in a special area within the exhibit hall, the expo hall, and it's delineated by colors, blue and gold. All the other exhibitors will be garnet and gold, but the solution zone is blue and gold. So, and we'll have a special sign and everything. And then David's going to stand out there like this in front of it. So yeah, exactly. So that's what that is, Lori. Well, if there are no questions, you know that you can reach out to me at any time. This will be going into the exhibitor update that goes out this afternoon, and it will have a link to the exhibitor profile, exhibitor management portal. It will also have the link to submitting your booth prizes, and it will also have any updated information. Hopefully you all have spoken to Exhibits Inc. Incorporated, about your booth, if you need to have anything shipped there, if you had any questions about setup within the booth, definitely make sure you've reached out to Sue, because their trucks will be coming down soon. So we want to make sure everything is loaded up and that it's not left out. So thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate it. I hope I did not talk too fast. But if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we are here to support you in your exhibitorship. Okay, thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody.